I should be writing number 433.
Well, I should be writing. I should be working on my craft. I should be writing. I should be submitting my next draft. But I'm sitting home watching Doctor Who.
Hi there. Welcome to I Should Be Writing, the podcast for wannabe fiction writers. I'm your host, Myrrh. And it's been a bit of a rough week. Did not get to recording yesterday. I did record with Matt, so I've got a ditch diggers to edit and send to him and then send to you guys. But I don't know if it's the heat or the fact that I'm on big horse pill antibiotics or what, but I just have been feeling kind of off lately. But if you are doing the NaNoWriMo conditioning, today is Friday, and the target quota for the day is 209. Yesterday was 157, so I have to do a little over 360 to catch up. To let you know, because I don't podcast on the weekends, for the 5th, you need to write 261, and for the 6th, you need to write 313. Little bit more each day. So somebody asked me about editing and how you can keep your momentum going when you're editing, because editing's hard. For some people think the first draft is hard and editing's the fun part. I do not adhere to that thinking. I hate editing, but I kind of have come up with my own format. So the first step is, as I said earlier, if you finish a piece, or you just got an edit letter back from editors or people who have read it, workshop people, you read all the comments that you've gotten, and then you take time off. You go and you just take time off. Let your subconscious kind of boil away the irritation that your work is not perfect, and then get to this comment is good, I can use this was a good idea, this is ridiculous, etc. And then you come back, and I kind of go, I make a list of big changes I want to make. So-and-so dies in this chapter, or I need to introduce a new character, or remove a character. And I have that list beside me, and I start reading. And as I'm going through making my line edits, because I want to catch the mistakes I made, the little mistakes I made, I'm also reading deeper to see if I need to tweak something based on the notes that I have. And sometimes I'll have left notes for myself to include, no, wait, this person doesn't die in this chapter. And I tried to give myself a page quota, because it's not quite like a word count, it's like a page count as you get through it. So I try to do like 30 or 40 pages a day, depending on how difficult it is, how difficult the edits are. If they're pretty easy edits, then I can do a lot of pages. If I have to add a lot or subtract a lot, it'll take longer, but try to set myself a goal of a word quota, and then I just go through and do it. I think one of the things you have to remember is when you get a job that you've wanted your whole life, And if you're listening to this, I'm assuming writing or some sort of creative pursuit is that thing. You see it as your dream, and you see it as the thing you want to do. You really, this is, there's nothing but good feelings associated with this. If I could be a professional writer, everything would be great. But there are bad parts to every job. And I don't mean to sound like a mean uncle, but when you get to a part of the job you don't like, well, it's your job, and you need to do it. And so you need to remind yourself of that. Because there's going to be a part of writing that's just not fun. There's so many different parts, and everybody likes a different part. And usually hates a different part. So it's inevitable. You're going to run up against something that sucks. So just remember that this is part of the job. The editing might be you shovel out the horse poop from the barn so that you can groom the horses and ride them. It's the whole ditch digger mindset. You got to do the work. And remind yourself it's not optional. It's not, if you put it aside, then you're still gonna have to do it eventually. You might as well do it. So that's the pep talk and the down and dirty details of how I edit. I found that the notes I write to myself beforehand make a big difference to stuff. It's like I write my own notes, even if they're very similar to like the edit letter I have, because it's more like I'm writing a to-do list for myself. Whoa, hello. Dogs are decided to fight in here. Can you guys get out? Out? Remember, if you have any questions for me, mightymur@gmail.com, murverse.com, twitter.com/mightymur, and patreon.com/mightymur. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week. Hope you get some good words this weekend, because we're getting ready for NaNoWriMo, and you should be writing. Remember, you can support the show at patreon.com/mightymur. I should be writing theme music provided by John Anelio. You can find more about him at johnanelio.com. This podcast is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Share-alike license.